The most vital part about Breast Cancer Awareness Month is making sure that every woman and man knows that knowledge is power, and early detection can literally mean the difference between life and death. This is an issue that hits close to home for several members of the View family, like our segment producer, Summer Shakes, who was diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year. After she underwent successful treatment, she wanted to pay it forward. Take a look.
We are on our way to a house of a woman named Sarah. She lives in a small town in Idaho. This month I was looking for breast cancer stories to tell, and I came across hers online. And something about her just stuck out to me. We were both diagnosed at the same age, and her positivity really inspired me. And I know that she'll inspire a lot of other women.
Hi! How are you?
Nice to finally meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Thank you for doing this.
Yes, no problem.
You ready to tell your story?
Kind of.
Okay.
Good morning. Time to wake up. Good morning, sweetheart. Time for school.
My name is Sarah Weimer. I'm 36 years old, and I'm a mother of 6 beautiful children. I first noticed the beginning of this year that something was different, you know, kind of more lumpy. So I thought, okay, well, maybe it's an infection, maybe it's, you know, just something minor, maybe it's hormonal. There was one day where I really looked in the mirror and I realized that my breasts were literally like 2 different sizes. That's when I decided to call the doctor. The day that I got the news, when she said, yes, it was positive for cancer, I felt like everything just stopped. No one ever wants to hear those words, cancer, or you have cancer. Once I got my emotions together, I called my parents, I called my husband. The hardest thing was to tell my kids that mommy had breast cancer, and my 2 older ones, I could see the fear in their eyes a little bit. I could see them being scared, and they knew instantly that it was serious, and that was really hard for me to stay strong in that moment. But then we just ended our conversation with hope and with, you know, we know where our strength comes from, and as a family, we're gonna work together. At this stop sign, we'll turn right. My diagnosis was stage 3 breast cancer. I decided to be treated at Huntsman Cancer Institute in Salt Lake City, and that's a 3-hour drive from where I live. There's been times where I've had appointments I've had to go to, and I miss my son's football game, or I don't make it in time to go to the girls' soccer game. Sometimes I have to be there for a couple of days, or I have to stay overnight. And that can definitely be hard when you're away from your family. I had a double mastectomy. I breastfed 4 of my children, and emotionally sometimes thinking to lose that part of my body has memories with it, you know? I've done 6 treatments of chemotherapy. I had my first chemo treatment, and it was within 3 weeks that I was bald, that I had lost all of my hair. I've always felt that beauty is always, it shines from within. Being bald can be a very beautiful thing. You know, losing a part of your body, losing your breast can still be a very, very beautiful thing. I've always been a positive person, but dealing with cancer, you could easily get into a very dark place. But I knew that that wasn't how I wanted to live my life. I choose to focus on waking up and just being thankful that I have another day to be here. Being thankful I have another day to be with my kids.
Joining us now to share her story, please welcome one incredibly extraordinary warrior, Sarah Weimer. Hey, thank you for coming today, and because you're a mom of 6, which
Yes.
in itself, you know, I had 1 and was like, you're the mom of 6. You waited 4 months before really going to check out and see what was going on with your body. You know, after you noticed the change, I'm supposed to ask you, why did you wait? But woman to woman, you're a woman. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
So I'll let you say it so I don't say it for you.
Well, I definitely shouldn't have waited. That was definitely a big no-no. But as a mom, I'm just busy, and life happens, and we don't take the time to stop and take care of ourselves. So we're taking care of our kids, our house, our family, our job.
Yeah.
So life just keeps going on, and we forget to just stop and say, wait a minute, am I okay? Am I healthy? Is anything going on with me? You know, the doctors tell you, take self-exams, you know. I wasn't doing those things. I wasn't going to the doctor regularly. I wasn't having checkups like I was supposed to, as it's recommended. And so I just didn't take the time for myself like I should have. And when I started noticing changes in my breast, at first it's kind of like, oh, you know, you kind of blow it off like it's not anything serious, you know? Like, kind of like when you get a common cold. I don't go to the doctor right away. I waited out a couple of days. So I just was waiting out thinking, oh, it's just gonna go away. It's nothing serious. And when I realized the changes continued to get more aggressive, I just had a sinking feeling. And to be honest, I'm probably like a lot of people who I Googled some of my symptoms. When I Googled, you always get the worst case scenario, but I definitely had a lot of symptoms that were leaning towards breast cancer, and I knew it was time to definitely call.
And then you had 6 rounds of chemo, a double mastectomy, and you just found out some news that has set you back financially and physically.
Yes, so after the double, I'm 4 weeks out from having a double mastectomy. So I'm still recovering from that. But with that, they also tested the lymph nodes on my right side. And I thought I was done with chemo. We thought that was, I had the last treatment done. We celebrated that whole thing. You know, you ring the dong thing that says you're done. And we celebrated that. And then after surgery, they say, well, we found cancer. And they had found it in 2 lymph nodes out of the 6 that they removed. And then they also found cancer within the surrounding, like, fatty tissue area, which means cancer spread. To the extent they don't know. So because we don't know how far it's spread, I have to go do chemo again. This one's gonna be a little bit more aggressive. I'm gonna get a port put in next week, and then I'll start that chemotherapy. Then I have like 6 to 8 weeks of radiation to follow that, and then, so it's gonna go into next year, and then I'll have reconstructive surgery done. Hopefully it'll all be done by summer, but it's definitely been it's gonna be a long year.
You know, and your sister's here in the audience. I want to point her out because it's really, she's been your rock through this. So my grandpa, his mom died of breast cancer, and he told her, if I ever make something of myself in this life, I'm gonna give everything that I earn back to finding a cure for cancer. And he built that hospital that you're going to. And my grandma just so happens, it's crazy, to be here today, and she designed much of that hospital that you go to every day. I wish my grandpa, I wish he were here. He passed away 1.5 years ago, but I wish he were here because he would give you the biggest hug, and he would tell you that you're gonna be okay. And he would thank you for what you're doing to help other people. Give people a sense of what your life is like. As Whoopi said, 6 kids, but you're traveling 3 hours back and forth to get treatment.
Yes.
How are you doing that? And how are you mentally and emotionally able to do it?
Well, first off, I want to say thank you, Grandma. Thank you for having just a wonderful family, because I know that the investment over there at Huntsman means a lot to my family and to my life. Cancer is life-threatening, and it's really important that you go to a facility that is going to be well taken care of, and that they're going to take care of your needs and have, you know, the best outcome. And I just really, I love Huntsman's in general. The view of Salt Lake is gorgeous. So I'm just so grateful that I have a great place.
We do have some news for you. So Ford heard about your story, and in our audience is Liz Kellogg from Ford's Warriors in Pink. And Liz, you have something that you'd like to share.
Yeah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
When the people of Ford heard your story, we wanted to help. For 25 years, Ford has been supporting women with breast cancer through our organization, Warriors in Pink. We understand that medical bills are sky high. We know that reliable transportation is often a barrier to treatment. We have donated $137 million to support warriors like you. And today, Ford is so honored to give you $20,000 to support you in your journey to recovery.
Thank you. I just want to say, traveling back and forth, because I live in a small town, the options, I have to drive 3 hours to get there, so it's a 6-hour round trip to get there. And I know that I have 2 or 3 office visits within that same day, so I've had to rely, it's so exhausting, so I've had to rely on...
I have to cut us short.
Oh, okay, you're good.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
We want to thank the Ford, and we want to thank you for sharing
Yes. your story.
your story.
Thank you.
We wish you nothing but upward mobilization.
Thank you.
Thank you, Summer, for putting this together for us, and thank you for letting us know we'll be back.